Salaam Allahi alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear sisters? I hope you are all doing great. Inshallah, today we are going to continue our journey with Tajweed, our journey in revision upon al-makharij or upon the articulation points of the Arabic letter. We reach to the three families of the first family of Ta, Dal, Ta, and then inshallah, the family of Sad, Sin, and Zay, and then the family of Wa, Dal, and Tha. I hope inshallah today we can cover them. We are going to start directly. Very well. Now you can see. Well, today, inshallah, we are going to revise or make our revision upon the articulation point of Ta, Dal, and Ta. Well, the articulation point of Ta, Dal, and Ta, it is the tip of the tongue with the roots of the top two incisor, or with the roots of the upper two incisor or upper central incisor, same thing. So the tip of the tongue with the roots of the upper central incisor. As you can see, the tip, this is the tip with the roots of the upper central incisor. Central incisor, they are the two in the middle, two big in the middle. Okay, the roots of them. You know where are the roots? So the tip with the roots of the upper central incisor. Ta, Dal, and Ta, the same. As you remember, my dear sister, the difference is Ta, it's a heavy letter. That's why it has a picture alone or a short alone. While Da and Ta, they are light letters, حروف مرققة. Ta, it's a heavy letter, حرف مفخم. That's why, and as we said, and as we used to say more than one time, any heavy sound, two things we are going to do. You are going to higher the back of the tongue, and you're going to backward the epiglottis. Or in other words, there will be a curvature in the middle part of the tongue and narrowness in the throat. This is how any sound will be heavy. Any heavy sound will be like this. For example, today we are going to take the family of Sad, Sin, and Zag. Sad will be the same like Ta, back of the tongue and the epiglottis position. We'll take, inshallah, the family of Va and Dal and Tha. Va will be the same, also will be alone because it's the only heavy letter in its family, also back of the tongue and the epiglottis. While, my dear sister, with Dal and Da, they are light letters. So do not raise the back of the tongue, and the epiglottis will be remain as where it is. So there will no narrowness, there will be no narrowness in the throat. That's why the sound will be light sound. I say up, and I say ad, out, it's heavy, ad, light, at light. And if you remember, we said both are light letters, okay? But they're different in their characteristics. That's why two letters are pronounced from the same articulation point, but their sounds are completely different. This is Dal and this is Ta. Those are two different sounds because they differ in their characteristics, in their sifat. Because they are differ in their characteristics of sifat. Okay? Most important difference between Dal and Ta in the characteristics, in their characteristics of sifat, that Ta, it's harfun mahmus, it's a voiceless letter. There is flow of air or full breath when I'm pronouncing the ta. At, I put my hand, I feel it. At, while with dal, there is a lot of full of breath. Ad, ad. And both, when I pronounce them, the articulation point is completely closed. I say ad, it's closed, and I say ad, closed. Difference. When I open the articulation point, when I'm pronouncing the dal to finish the pronunciation of dal, I apply qalqala. And there is the sound only which is running when the articulation point is open, or there is yes, it's running when or come out after it was grabbed when the articulation point was closed. While with that, when I open the articulation point, I open it gently, nicely, quietly, and I allow only the air to pass through the articulation point, not sound. Repeat, with dal and ta, pay attention kindly. Articulation point is closed. But when I open the articulation point, sound will pass with dal, and air or breath will pass with ta. This is also main difference. So I say ad, and I say at. If you open the articulation point, suddenly when you pronounce the ta as you do with dal, you will apply qalqala to ta. At, no, only open it kindly and only allow the breath or the air to pass through the articulation point after being opened. At and ad. Remember, like qaf and kaf, same idea. Both from the same articulation point, but the difference that qaf, it's the back of the tongue with a soft palate, kaf, soft, also back of the tongue, but with a hard and soft palate. Both, when I pronounce them, the articulation point is closed. And then I open it with a degree of force with qaf to apply or to allow or to help the qalqala to be happened, and I allow the sound to pass through the articulation point after being opened when I am pronouncing the qaf. And kaf, I open it nicely, quietly, and I allow only the air or the breath to pass through the articulation point to have hams. Okay? So qaf, kaf, same like dal and ta. Okay? The same idea. So we repeat the articulation point of ta, dal, and ta. The tip of the tongue with the roots, this area, the roots. Do not forward the articulation point kindly. Do not put the tip of the tongue with the, or make it touch the inner part of the upper central incisor. This will produce very bad sound. This is not the correct sound. It is the tip of the tongue with the roots. Roots are here, my dear sister. Roots of the upper central incisor. The roots are here. Okay? So the tip with here, with this here, not with the inner part of the upper central incisor. Okay? Very well. Let's watch the videos. We'll start with the ta.
Up, up, up.
Did you notice? Tip of the tongue with the roots here. Roots, do not put it here. Kindly. The tip with the roots of the upper central incisor. And with ta, back of the tongue, notice that it will be higher and the epiglottis will be returned towards the throat wall, or will be backward towards the throat wall. I will repeat and kindly notice.
Up, up, up.
Did you notice for the last time?
Up, up, up.
Okay? Very well. Let's go to the video of letters dal and ta. Okay, we'll see ta first and then dal.
أد أد أد
So at, you see, my dear sisters, when the letter T is pronounced tip of the tongue with the roots of the upper central incisor, okay? And the back of the tongue is not higher, and the epiglottis it's at its place. We will repeat it again. Kindly pay attention. And the articulation point is closed, and then when it's open, it opens gently, kindly, and then only air or only the breath is passed through the articulation point after being opened. Do not allow sound. Otherwise, you will apply qalqala and open it nicely and gently. I will repeat.
أد أد
You see where the tip of the tongue? Yeah, I kindly pay attention to this because this is very sensitive.
أد أد
Here. Now it's dal. Now it's dal. Dal with dal, it is the same as with ta, difference only that we leave the articulation point after being closed, but with a degree of force. So the sound which was blocked here behind the articulation point will be passed with a degree of force. This is what will cause the qalqala to be happened. Ad, ad, but it's light. Back of the tongue is lowered, epiglottis it's at its place. Okay? Ad, ad, and sound only pass when after the articulation point will be open. Ad. Okay. We will go to the next family, which is the family of, let's go there first. Sod, Sin, and Zag. The articulation point of Sod, Sin, and Zag. Same like the last family. Each family has only one letter, which is a heavy letter. Over there, it was the Sa. Here we have the Sad. The Sad, it is the only heavy letter in this family. While Sin and Zai, they are light letters. But all the three are sharing the same articulation point, which is the end of the tip of the tongue. The end of the tip of the tongue. Okay, we already know. I have to end the computer or the laptop. Okay. We already know the tip. Sad and Sin and Zai, they are pronounced from the end of the tip. The end of the tip. The end, it means this part. The end. With the bottom of the inner surface of the lower central incisors. Okay? With the bottom which is this, the bottom. Of the inner surface of the lower incisor or the lower central incisor, the two big here below. As as the sound is emitted over them, passing between the lower and upper incisor. Because the passage from where the sound will go out from the mouth is so narrow, which is in between the upper and the lower central incisors. That's why the sound will be sharp, or in other words, it will have kind of whistling or as-safir. And this is one of the main sifat or the main characteristics of those three letters. Sod, Sin, and Zai, they all have the characteristic or the sifa of الصفير or whistling, which means sharpness in the sound, because the sound, when it's emitted, it will pass between the lower and upper central incisor, only from this tiny area. That's why the sound had this sharpness or صفير or whistling. Fine? Fine. And as usual, thought back of the tongue, epiglottis, because it's heavy, while sin and zai, they are the opposite, because they are light. Correct? Fine. Sin and zai, since they are pronounced from the same articulation point, and since they are both light, so what is the main difference between them? They are in their sifat, which is sin, it's a voiceless letter. حرف مهموس, a flow of air, there is flow of breath when I'm pronouncing the C. As, while zai, it's voiced, it's مجهول. As there is no flow of air. There is not a lot flow of air or breath. Okay? Okay. So as kindly pay attention, my dear sister, between this zai and the zal, which we are going to take, inshallah, today. That's why I want to take them today, to differentiate in between them. Because some, unfortunately, they pronounce the zai as zal. Okay? They pronounce, let me write this to you because this is important. They pronounce this, they make pronounce they as zal. This is they, this is zal. Okay? This is they are both, alhamdulillah, here in the same picture, in the same page, sorry. This is the articulation point of zai. This is which we just covered. And the zal is articulated from here, which we will take. It's different. They are completely different, okay? Anyway, last revision upon the sad and sin and zai. They are pronounced from the end of the tip, of the tongue with the bottom of the inner surface of the lower incisor. This is the articulation point. Note that the sound is emitted over them, passing between the lower and the upper incisor. And what's because the sound is emitted from very tiny passage, that's why it will have this sharpness, which we call it صفير or whistling. And this is one of the main sifat of those three letters. They have all the sifa or the characteristic of الصفير or the whistling. Fine? Fine. Okay, let's go to the videos. We'll begin as usual with the heavy letter, the sa. I will repeat and kindly notice the tab, the end of the tab here with the bottom of the lower central incisor. Kindly notice. You see? End of the tab with the bottom of the lower central incisor. This is from where we pronounce the sad, the sin, and the zal. Okay? But sad is just only heavy. Back of the tongue and the epiglottis. And I will repeat. Notice the epiglottis. You see the narrowness which happen in the throat. Very well. We'll go to sin and zay. One time he pronounced S, and then the second is as, and then S, and then as, okay? Ta, end of the tab with the bottom of the lower central incisor, of course, from inside, okay? And of course, epiglottis remain as where it is, but it's both are light letters. There is no narrowness in the throat, okay? And of course, the back of the tongue will not be tired. So you see, I want you to remember this shape. Right. Okay. You see, my dear sister, this is from where we pronounce the zay, okay? Because now we are going to revise upon the articulation point of zal. So do not do not mix between them. Zay is a letter. This is the articulation point of zay, and the zal is two completely different one. This is from where we pronounce the zay. Fine. Let's go to the last family today with us, which is the family of wa, val, and fa. The wa, val, and fa. They are all articulated from one articulation point. Different. As usual, each family has only one heavy sound. Here we have the va, val, and fa light letter. So we can say the man of the family here, it's the va, while the man of the family here was the sad, while with the ta, dal, and ta, the man was the ta. Okay, fine. What is the articulation part of va, val, and fa? It is the tip of the tongue, with the taps of the upper two incisors. Tip of the tongue with the tap of the upper two central incisors. Tap with the tip. Do not forward, do not backward. It's tap with the tip. I say as, do not forward, do not no, or as, no. Tap like it. Tap with the tap. Tap. Okay? We say tap, not the end of the tap. Pay attention. Pay attention. This is very important. Look, my dear sister, here, with the southern silence and there we say the end of the tap, which in other words could be, we could say the head, the last point of the tap, the end of the tap with the southern silence there. While with the and that and that, it is that tap, all the tap. So here, so when I say it's not that tap, the area of the tap. We already at the beginning where we did see the short of the parts of the tap. So the tap with the tap. Difference, va, it's heavy letter, back of the tongue and epiglottis. Then and fa, they are the opposite, they are light letters. Okay. Then and fa, main difference, fa is voiceless, محرف مهموس. It's voiceless letter. So there is a lot of air, there is flow of breath. It's running when I'm pronouncing the fa. F, while with val, no. That is voiced, مجهور. Okay? This is one of the main difference in between them. Okay? Let's go to their videos. And of course, for all the explanation, kindly turn to our videos. As we agreed, this revision is concentrating upon two things, my dear sisters. It's when this was, I will repeat it anyway, this one. This revision is concentrating upon two things, which is number one, the written articulation point, because alhamdulillah, we have book of Dr. Ayman Swaid, the English version. So this will help us a lot to have the articulation point written. Number two, the videos. But the technique and avoid and the common mistakes, etc., they are in the original videos when we did explain about those logic. Okay, so do not ever imagine that this revision is going to be to replace the original video. No, they are completing them, but over there there are very important information, and here also we have. But over there it is the main. Okay, let's share. Let's see what to this again. This is letter va. I want from you two things. Notice here the tip of the tongue with the tip of the upper central incisor. And I want you to notice the back of the tongue, how it's going to be higher, and the narrowness in the throat because the epiglottis will be backward towards the throat wall. Okay?
Oh. Oh. Oh.
You see, my dear sister? Tap, huh? With the tap. We didn't say the end of the tap. I don't want you to imagine that it's going to be the end like with the third, because I will not pronounce the va if I use the end. I will try. No, it's the tap. So part of the tongue is already outside, the tap. The tap, okay? Not the end of the tap. And back of the tongue is raised and the epiglottis is backward. Okay, of course, because it's heavy letter or harfun istala, the sound directed towards the roof of the mouth. This we are going to, inshallah, study in details when we will start, inshallah, the chapter of as-sifat or the characteristics of the Arabic words. Okay, but now we just take it in general. I will repeat, kindly watch one.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Okay? Very well. We will go to the video of van and fa.
F. F.
You see? Tap with the tap. Tap, this is the area of the tap. From here to here. From here to here. From here to the end. Here, I'm using all the tap. In the middle of the tip. Tap with the tap. Okay? And notice the back of the tongue is not higher and the epiglottis is remaining where it is.
F. F. F.
I will repeat.
F. 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 F.
One time you say F, the second is F. 1, 1.
F. F. F.
Okay? Both we have the same articulation point. Okay? Very well. Well, I think this is for today. We did cover, alhamdulillah, the three families, sorry. I want just to be assured of something that you will remember. Articulation point, my dear sister, of the val, it is this. The tip of the tongue with the tap or with the tips of the upper central incisor. Okay, this is the val. The articulation point of they, it's the end of the tip of the tongue with the bottom of the inner surface of the lower central incisor. Completely different articulation point. Do not mix in between them. This is sound and this is another sound. This has its own characteristics of the fat, and the zal also has its. Okay, okay. For the last time, I will watch you. I will make you watch the two videos of zai and thal. So you will remember, inshallah, inshallah.
as,
This is sin and zal.
as, 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 as,
You see? You see? Okay? End of the tab with the bottom of the lower central incisor from inside, of the inner part of the lower of the lower central incisor. This is the zai. This is the zai. Okay? Let's go to the val again, just to make comparison.
as, as,
You see? As a tab with the tab. Different.
as, as, as,
Fine? Inshallah, you will remember, inshallah. And I hope this will help you, inshallah. If everything, inshallah, will be easy and will be great. Okay, so this is the end of our session for today. I hope it was not that heavy. It's easy. Just return to the original videos, and this is the revision which is completing them. Okay, my dear sister. أبد في أمان الله in Allah's safety. سلام الله عليكم ورحمته وبركاته.